Cherry! Hello everyone! Hello! I hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday. Hee hee. Welcome. As you all know, today is a very, very special day. Walpurgisnacht is upon us. And that means Limbus Company! And of course, on top of Limbus Company, there is the all-important Gacha roll. Well, hopefully my Gacha will be good. Oh, hey Scar! Welcome to the stream, welcome. You get to see my Gacha either hate me or love me. There is no in-between. My luck has been utterly terrible in other Gacha games, so hopefully I get it in this one. Oh boy. Let's hope I get lucky. So, now, without further ado, we have Walpurgisnacht. Mwah! Pop. And here we are, Walpurgisnacht. So this is what I'm going to be doing today. I think I'm going to do 2 10 rolls, do the story of Walpurgisnacht, then do some more rolls. Let's see if I get lucky. Okay, let's try and do a roll before the unlucky members get here. So, with that being said, Scar, give me your luck! Scar, you have terrible luck. That's 1. So we're going to do a second one. Scar, take my bad luck. Okay, now let's see if this is what we want. Play the music. Play that guitar, Sinclair. Play it! I know it hurts, but please, stop struggling. I promise nothing can make as fascinating music as a human can. Nothing! That's 1 good luck. Okay, that's good. That's 1. Now, what does this actually do? Okay, so it's a burn and bleed. Allies gain rhythm, which gives them buffs, making them hit harder. Got it. Heal SP. Okay, yeah, this is a pretty good one. It gives you a good SP boost, especially early on. I'm happy. I'm happy there. So, let's do the first Walpurgisnacht. Let's do the main story bit. Then we'll see what is going to happen here. So clear statistics. Interesting. So, we can't deploy Gregor because he's currently in the middle of his incident. Alright, so let's do if we're going to be doing this, we have to be doing this right. So we're going to be breaking out. Okay, let's start with the index, and the will of the prescripts provide. Oh wait, I have to do 5. Never mind, let's do this right with the base. So first clear selected. And so let's start with making sure I'm going to try and use as many lobotomy corporation IDs as I got. So let's see here. No, Result doesn't have any, so I'll just use the biggest one. Yep, the Result doesn't have any. You're already in your lobotomy ego. So you are going to have to swap to Regret Faust. Else, okay, you. You have no lobotomy egos. So I really won't. You have no lobotomy egos, so not using you if possible. So that is an ego, but that isn't a lobotomy ego. That's not quite what I mean. But I already committed to this, so I guess I'm using Sloshing Ishmael. You're already in there. That's good. Already in there. Good. Sinclair doesn't have a lobotomy ego. Well, has that ID, but he does have the new ego weapon, Harmony. So you're in there, and yeah, you don't have any, but a Ujat does sort of fit, I guess. Oh wait, no wait, I almost forgot. You do. So now we have the. So let's make a proper lobotomy ego team. Pity we can't deploy Gregor because I would have loved to also deploy his one. Okay, so Dawn, Dawn, you, and you. Yep, this is a proper way of doing it. Ryoshi's a better ego. It's just a bit better than Regret Faust. So, let's go with this mishmash of a team. Alright, we're repairing this. So, Ishmael, can I get number 3 bolts? Number 3 bolts. Bingo. Be right there. Quit lollygagging and get cracking, lass. Whenever I try and do a British accent, it always comes out Irish or Scottish. We're swamped here. Behold hither, I have espied a combination of cracks that much resembles a fixer's sigil. Oh, that right enough out of you little... Huh? Did you just weave out of my smack? Thy patterns have become far too predictable. About 2 days have passed since we wrapped up Operation Spiderfire. The LCE department was still recovering from the aftermath of the assault, and we were assisting where we could with restoration efforts. Though, I wasn't sure what exactly we were doing here with the facility management team. I hardly expected to see you again as so soon after that. Some farewell that was. Well, it can't be helped that the entire facility management team is currently on PTO. We've been loaned some LCCA personnel for the repair project, so let us make do with them. I don't know how to do a female Russian accent, so I'll just have to do normal. Ahem. I'm sorry they haven't all been dragged back to the office already. What with everything that's happened? PTO is their right and therefore must be honored. You can't just cancel their time off after signing and approving their requests. How is Limbus Company a better employer than some employers I've heard? I've heard of people doing exactly that. Companies literally approving your requests, you leaving, and then telling you to come back. Then why don't we just wait till they get back from their vacays? Come on, we were busting our butts out there just a few days ago. How about giving us some time off too? Not with multiple containment units still blasted wide open. There's no telling when the abnormalities reduced to their ovate forms will return. You understand. Should we face such a case without the containment units ready to operate, the entities will wreak havoc on our facility yet again, and we will all be dragged back to work, like it or not. I've heard of that too. Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't happened to me, although I've only really properly worked for one company, and they had some annoying procedures. Stuff like if you want to take PTO, you have to call them. You have to register it a full months in advance on the first week of the previous month. It was a annoying thing to do. I would rather much not deal with another containment breach incident so soon, especially when it's almost certain they will be laying waste to the boxes of snacks we prepared specifically for your return. Controlling Rhodia with food. Makes sense. How many boxes have you got? 3. All of them 48 by 38 by 34 centimeters in dimension. The largest standard size box we have. It was not the best job. Like, there were some upsides, like the fact that it was a work from home situation, and plus it's a few things here and there. But I can tell you right now, the pay was utterly shit. We're in. Oi! Wait, who do you think you are to tell us what to do? Still, there was no point in arguing with Hohenheim when he was right. No need to needlessly drag our restoration out restoring the facility and letting out those abnormalities loose again. Besides, Gregor was still down for the count. Alright, boys and girls, I got you some cool drinks, so take a quick breather. You're full of beans today, ain't ya? Hey, what's not to like? They've got snacks I've never even laid my eyes on before. Ooh, and come here, look at this. Ta-da! Look what I found, everyone. Rhodia declared as she triumphantly held up a small can. What is that? Is it Bear brand beer? I don't think I've seen that before either. Seriously? You never had one of these when you were little? Oh, wait, do they not sell this stuff in the nests? Probably filled with chemicals. Or, oh, I know this. It's that shaky, then drinky thing in it. Yeah, I knew you'd recognize this, Heath. Yeah, you're all like bloody sheltered townies, you know, right? You know that? Right, take a gander at this. Oh, you know, that can's gonna blow up in your face if you keep shaking it like... I know what I'm doing, Boaty. Look, I uncapped this thing and... Aha! Try a sip. Eh? It's turned into jelly? What? A can that turns... a drink that turns into jelly. Don't know if that sounds appetizing. Heathcliff moved from sinner to sinner, confidently handing them each a can of well-shaken drinks. And the sinners all respond with varying degrees of astonishment. Some of them even giving the can a double take. This is a condensation of carbonation itself. Its structure expresses into pudding-like forms. Wowzers, it's like they took the juice of a fruit and trapped it in tiny bubbles. It's slightly too sweet, but it's tasty nonetheless. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Say, where'd you get these? I couldn't get my hands on this stuff recently. As we researchers are all rather positively obsessed with new technology, that fixation translates quite directly to addiction to unique products like these. Honestly, I was just assuming open can of well cheers. The pleasant flavor gives us a nice extra dose of motivation, of course. Sometimes enough to store them in expensive stasis preservation boxes, just in case we end up craving them in the future. According to our findings, the sudden paucity of this product in the mass market was caused primarily by the significant production cuts of its manufacturing plant. Despite the constant demand, it seems that the maintenance cost was far too expensive to maintain it as a large-scale operation. Sounds like they've released a new product, intended it to be a limited run thing, then it just sort of blew up and they weren't ready to sell it mass-produced. And you're just giving these rarities to us? Blimey, that's actually the nicest thing someone's done for us in a while. Oi, you ain't half bad, Specs. You going up in my list. No need to reevaluate the personability of my character on my account, Assistant. They're from Martin's stash, anyway. Ah. Without an owner to claim them, they were bound to end up collecting dust in a corner of some lost and found box. If spirits truly do exist, and if Martin had indeed chosen to haunt this very spot, I'm certain he would have chimed in to say, that seems like the reasonable thing to do, boss. Once again, he wasn't wrong, but his palpable lack of concern for the feelings of those around him seemed to suggest that there was indeed no reason for us to reconsider his personality. Yeah, Hohenheim's this interesting case where he is very much a... How should I phrase this in a nice way? He is very much a just normal guy. Like, he doesn't really seem to concern himself with others, but I'd say he's a bit of a kudere. He cares a lot about other people. Hey Ishmael Killsoul, welcome to the stream. We've done 2 gacha rolls so far, and I got the Sinclair ego. I'm going to do the story bit, then do some more gacha rolls. I've been saving. Bloody hell, mate. You could have led with that. Oh, I think some of that went down the wrong pipe. Ooh yeah, that's never pleasant, even when it's just water. Of course, food's not there to look pretty. I agree with Hohenheim. After all, what use are these delicacies if we just let them sit and spoil? Totes... we can't, like, let these tasties go bad, right? Is it that good? Yeah, Dante doesn't have a mouth, cannot eat. It is good, but not that good, Executive Manager. He is simply a glutton with no regard for flavor. Ironically, gluttony isn't one of her main sins. You know, I do feel bad for Dante every time we get a chance to eat something good. What with being unable to eat and all. I don't think it's something to feel bad about. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. I mean, Dante doesn't even remember how food tastes. So it's kind of those cases where, how can you miss something if you've never really experienced it before? Muttering, I look up to stare at Rhodia. Yeah. Oh yeah, that really hit the spot. Somebody stop me because I can't. Well, maybe your Rhodia does have some gluttony. Downing her 3rd can of the drink. How? That woman is just an empty pit. That reminds me, I had once cobbled together a gustation simulator as a hobby product. A gustation simulator? Yeah, Ishmael, exactly what I was thinking. Well, as we must all be aware, energy gel is the most efficient form of sustenance. It is tiny, highly caloric, yet, unfortunately, makes for quite a flavorless gustation experience. Oh, as in the experience of eating. So I have devised a gadget that, once a food item is placed and scanned in its flavor analyzer, it transfers its exact flavor profile directly to its wearer. It is rather simple to equip and operate too. Simply wear it on your wrist to transfer the flavor information to the wearer, but, I must have misplaced it. You got our hopes up, then you dashed them. I gotta say, that sounds pretty revolutionary for how dismissive you are about it. Like it's some kind of toy you bash together. Sounds like the kind of thing that both normal people and full body prosthetic users would use. The joy must come from the invention and demonstration of the technology itself. Indeed, my fellows would, following the regular Illuminators conference, cast their erstwhile prime inventions into boxes of miscellanea. Right, their entire idea was just inventing things because it's fun, and then not really doing anything with them, because in the city, you invent something, you put it out there. Then, well, we know how the city tends to make it into something horrible. Decent guess, but you're half wrong. I had indeed intended to distribute it to my team, were it not for that single fault. What is that single fault, you ask? When worn for too long, the device would start recognizing even the mere act of breathing as eating. Every breath it took brought the rush of thick, cloying Basque cheesecake flavor into my tongue. It would normally be a rather scrumptious delicacy, but when it taints the very air I breathe, it inspires nothing but nausea in my mouth. And thanks to that, I ended up uncontrollably emptying the contents of my stomach on the floor. Yep, too much of a good thing and you get sick of it. But couldn't you have just, taken the device off? Have it be something you turn off when not eating? Ew. But perhaps that should not be a problem for subjects who are not coerced to breathe by their automatic nervous system, such as your manager. Oh, does that mean I'll finally get to partake in Rhodia's food critique session during our next team dinner? By the looks of it, they seem quite excited by that prospect. Very well, I will begin my search henceforth. Then... Walpurgisnacht has come! Were these alarms connected to this facility as well? Indeed, every location related to Limbus Company is equipped with relevant devices to detect the arrival of Walpurgisnacht. Once the familiar green light and the accompanying alarms begin to blare, Faust, who had been wordlessly leaning against the wall with her arms crossed, slowly shuffled towards us. I'm guessing she went to Faust's Discord and was getting mocked as Stupid Faust again. She seemed unusually exhausted. Yep, she was getting mocked by the other Fausts. The Fausts that are, honestly, kinda jerks. But, so I thought I might ask her if everything was okay. But, have the corridor repairs progressed enough for us to explore this scenario, Hohenheim? Of course, contrary to someone who insisted that its frequency is not something we can reliably predict, I have intuited that this odd phenomenon, with a taste of the green illuminations, would be arriving soon, and made the corridor repairs one of our high priority goals. I see, thank you. Maybe now's a bad time. Yeah, Faust is definitely a bit salty and angry after being called Stupid Faust. That response was indeed most unexpected. Completely breaks the expected behavior patterns. Dante, let us enter without delay. I need to murder something and imagine it with my face. Huh? Well, okay. It sounded as though Hohenheim muttered something at us at the last second, but his voice was soon devoured by the sinners and their raucous chatter, accompanied by the slurping noise of drinks guzzled down. B-A-O. Depressing. Looks like I believe we're in... What's his name? Chesed. Yeah, we're in Chesed section. Yeah, let's see. We're in the welfare team section. Maybe it's blue all over because that's their main color? This place is pretty big too. Not as big as Central Command, but this place has got a pretty high ceiling. Couldn't they have changed the actual color or interior design of this hole? Different lights, sure, but ain't all these hallways samey looking? It's starting to get a bit old for me. I think consistency is a good thing, actually. The library always throws something new at us every visit, and there were times when we got killed before we even knew what was going on. Forsooth, if our lives be forfeit all the same, wouldst thou not say that they are best spent on new experiences? New experiences such as witnessing a color with our own eyes? Hasn't that bloke's blue scythe sliced and diced you more than a dozen times, lass? Lass, don't tell me you enjoyed every single one of them. Well, it's the blue sicko, so that's a possibility. Possibly, you might have enjoyed getting cut to pieces by the blue sicko. Hey, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't consider your lives to be forfeit all the same. More deaths equal more pain for me, you know. Yeah, and I don't want to get pain. It's why I try to keep everyone alive. Well, despite their relative predictability, it is inadvisable to underestimate the former L-Corp's ordeals, as they are also characterized by progressively intensifying degree danger levels. Danger levels? Indeed, the scenario first began with the dawn. Then it was the noon, followed by the suppression of a WoW risk level abnormality. It is obvious that the ordeal following our previous encounter would pose a greater level of danger than the ordeal of noon. So I guess its next is Ordeal of Dusk. I think that's the right one. You must be referring to the incrementally progressive pressure we had discussed prior, Miss Faust. Yes. Following that deductive mode of thinking, this ordeal must be an Ordeal of Dusk. Blimey, you've certainly got talent for spectacle. Say, you ain't in the habit of stalling, waiting for dramatic moments to drop important information, are you? No, but he is in the habit of waiting for appropriate moments. Faust does not care for such useless, vain theatricalities. What? I was clearly joking, lass. You didn't have to be so cross about it. I should probably sort out a few doubts for Faust to go over in our next consultant session. Yeah, Faust is definitely a bit off after being labeled stupid Faust. We'd better focus on the ordeal at hand first. But Faust, mind shedding some light on it? Yeah. The time will be dusk, and the color is amber. The food chain is set to appear in this ordeal. The food chain, as in that whole natural cycle of eating, of eat and be eaten? Why? Why has it gotta be bugs again? While I was still mulling over what Faust had just said, Rhodia who seemed to have noticed something squirming in the distance, burst into a disgusted, irritated rant. Oh right, she went through Gregor's, King Roach mode. Ever since last time, it's just been one thing after another trying to gross me out. Is this also supposed to be one of the goals? The so-called scenario setup? Oh, you can hear the music. While still holding the can of jelly drink in her hand. There it goes. I've completely lost my appetite. I have to check, I've checked it. Yeah, I have to get a nice amount here. Either finish chewing before you speak, or wipe that repulsive grimace off your face if you insist on shoveling the jelly down regardless of the creature's sight. One lapse in decorum at a time. Okay. Fortunately, Executive Manager, the entity's movement speed appears notably slow. A meticulous distance measured, being coupled with a methodical stratagem, should allow us to neutralize the target without issue. Right? There's no need to rush. If we can just make sure to move faster than these things do, we should be fine. Well, okay. Time to break out the Lobotomy Corporation identities. They should know what to do, or they'll die horribly. Either or, honestly. Perfect food. Okay. Okay, we're in dust. There are 10 of them. So, what do? Let's see. Pounce prioritizes highest HP, inflict bleed, inflict bleed. Pierce resistance down. Okay. Okay. Add a note of bubbling flavor. Unbreakable coin. So they'll be adding a lot of bleed to us. So let's see. Upon entry, prepared herd migration. Use 1 stack. Use herd At 0 prepared herd migration. Use herd migration. Okay, so if Bun Bun is on the battlefield, Bun, this passive does not activate. Wait, is that what I think it is? Ordeals are quite distinct from abnormalities. They are vivid representations of intense trauma, dredged up at random from humanity's dreams, that course through the furthest depths of this company. Tailored for the palate. On hit against target with a damage type that the target is weak or fatal, inflict 1 bind. Okay, so how could such a flavorful beverage end up being called Bong Bong? Bong Bong? Bong Bong? Inflict Bong Bong Orange on the target of this unit that kills this unit. At less than... and lose this effect. Bong Bong! Okay, and this... okay, so it's an abnormality fight. You target there. Okay, good. You kill that one, and you kill that one. Rhodia, I need you to lose your sanity quickly. Okay, you hit there, and... which one is he targeting? And you can focus on that one. Rhodia, you take that with your sanity and go. Shoot! Good. Don Quixote, show us why you're the team captain. Good. Now. Arcana beats. Okay, that's a good start. Breakthrough. Now, Rhodia, enter anti... hit them with your gun. And you take that one down. Good, Rhodia's in damage mode. Okay, I see a dodge effect. Herd migration. Was herd relocation. Staggered. In chain valves, this unit slot to the rear mode. Oh, okay, I see. See, so they basically trigger herd migration and moved and do a switch out. Got it. Turn. Okay, you can take that one down. You focus on that one. You can kill that one, that should be no problem. And you can focus your efforts on that guy. Alright, go! So, Yeah. Oh, these are called bonbons. These are literally called bonbons. I never checked what these guys are weak to. I have to check it out in a bit just to see. Yeah, not getting away this time. Good, taken out, cleaned up. Looks like there are more of them. So far they're not too threatening, but I know this is going to ramp up fairly quickly. Okay, you focus that on that one. You have a dominating on that. You can take that guy down. And you can assist against that one. You hit that one hard, and I'm going to ask you to deal with that guy. Go! Yeah, I knew that was going to murder that guy. So far, so good. We're staggering them before they can hurt us. Good, taken out. Yeah, so far so good. No. Although this is feeling a bit too easy. So I feel like something's going to go wrong at some point here, because this is very smooth without any major issues as far as I can tell. So that means that there's got to be some type of twist up ahead. Something to make this a bit trickier. Don Quixote, do the thing! Defeat these villains! Major Arcana slain! This should do a good amount of damage. Oh yeah, this is gonna do a lot of damage. Yeah, exactly. Get him, Dawn! I think I got most of them. And that's another one down. Now Dawn will probably enter depressed mode soon. There's no end to them. I can't help but notice that this is slowly rising. That this is getting a bit higher every single time. So, yeah, something's definitely about to happen. I have a feeling something's going to happen soon. And go. Did that hit Dawn? I'm pretty sure that one hit Dawn. Or not? Because there it is. Pace. There it is, the big boy. There's the big boy. I knew something like this was coming. So, a juicy squeezer orange. So what can it do? Okay. So, once more, just to target the slowest guy. Build a medium-sized orange bubble. So, attack slowest guy. Okay, nothing changed there. Fragile orange bubble. When hit by unopposed attacks, take 100% damage. Okay, so I need unopposed attacks hitting this guy. When clashing against skills that spend ammo, clash power -3 and convert all coins as skills to regular coins. I know those carbonated bubbles are tasty, but be careful around them, okay? They're unprocessed and highly acidic. Sure, a few spatters of little bonbons, pop bubbles, might not be so dangerous, but getting doused in the undiluted fluid of those massive buns will melt you guys into a puddle. Wandering ordeal, prepared migration. No bonbons left in bout. Bonbons spawned by this unit. Prepared migration. These ordeals things keep popping out of the murky white smoke. Just what is the smoke supposed to be, Captain? Last ordeal, once more. After this unit, treat this unit and all available bombs by the unit return to the battlefield. So, I need to stop it. On-kill summon one bomb. Apparently they've got this special top secret carbonation formula, like an in-house recipe. Okay. Dawn, I need you to do the thing again. Favored. Take this one. Take this one. And this is going to hit that one there. And this and the ego attack will be an unopposed. So I think that should take out at least a fair number of them. Alright. Go. Yeah, so this is clearly a case where I need to hit it with unopposed attacks to actually hurt it. Alright, so now Dawn hits there. Destroyed. Now Dawn. Hit them hard. Alright, so Dawn should do a good job here. Probably will deal with a fair few of them. Yeah. Okay. At the very least, it'll cause some weakness that we can exploit. I do like how they're translating the ordeals into combat encounters. Okay, good. More of them have been taken out, so good. Now I can focus my efforts on the big boy. Okay, so you cannot oppose either of those. That guy's kind of weak. Who needs a bit of a sanity boost? I'll have you kill that one for a sanity boost. Dawn, can you take... Yeah, Dawn can handle its... Can mostly handle its attacks. Rhodia can handle some of its attacks. Perfect. The others can do some unopposed attacks at it. Okay, yeah. That works perfectly well. Well, Ryoshi has her shield going, so she can tank a hit. You need to just keep going. You don't... Alright, this should do it. Go. Now, we hit that one. Rodion, good. 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 Rodion. Damage is negligible. Let's hit hard. Blunt doesn't actually do a lot of damage to it. I actually checked, what is it weak to? So it seems to be mainly weak to pierce attacks. Now that's why Dawn isn't doing too much, because Dawn is mainly blunt. So I'm going to have Dawn primarily focus on countering, while the rest of you can... That's another blunt attack. The rest of you can focus on actually hitting it. We need to hit with as many pierce attacks as we can. Alright. Can you... Nope, you can't do anything. You can't do that. Can you do anything since that expends ammo? I think, yeah, that should work, because that expends ammo attack. Go. Go. And go. Oh, and then it's going to stagger, so now all the damage is going to go through regardless. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Hit it hard, hit it fast. Oh yeah, Dawn hit it like a Mack truck that time. Alright, that was a good... Oh boy, it just spawned friends. Ah, darn it, it just spawned some friends, but... Don't worry, I have solutions. Wait, so what does this work? Bashful God. Okay, so it's going to try and retreat. It's going to try and retreat, so I need to take it out. Dawn's no condition to do that. Are you in a condition to... No, that would... No, so... Alright. Hey! Yeah, I've encountered the bongbongs. Also, I did a couple rolls at the start, and I got the Sinclair ego. I'm going to do some more rolls after this, so you are still in time to see my luck. Let me just try and space this out properly. There, so, and I'll let one get through because I have to let one get through. Two, because I don't... Okay. Oh. Because Rhodia, I want her to focus on attacking this thing. I think if Rhodia hits it, I might be able to win in a single go. I might, possibly. Okay, this is... Yeah, I know. This is clearly built for the new IDs. That is rather obvious, especially by the whole this guy is weak against bullet situation. But I wanted to try this with a Lobotomy Corp team, just to start and see how that goes. Because they clearly want you to just shoot them, so that's what we have to do. But, well, you know, Lobotomy Corp Walpurgisnacht, you break out the Lobotomy Corp characters. Okay, that's still good. I think I might be able to potentially kill the big one in one go. Thank God Dawn hits like a truck when she gets going. It takes her a bit to build up, but once she does, she... Ah, darn it. It was clashed. Oh well. Still weak against this. Ah, killed it. Oh. Oh, come on. I almost did it. I literally killed the big guy in the last. Oh well, I'll just have to utilize the new IDs on the second go around. Ooh, brownie. It wasn't as complicated as I had thought. Eyes forward, largest hostiles remain standing. No, it doesn't. I murdered it. Do not drop your guard until it is eliminated. Well, just keep ahead of that plodding freak of a turtle, and we sorta... Luckily, you can still, as on hard, so include the new guys, though. Hard team was Buttersang, and yeah, that team would probably work. Although the trick would be leveling up the new IDs. I do not have a stockpile of things since I'm trying to level up everything. Ain't as if the bastard's spitting venom that eats you to the bone. Besides, if it was that dangerous, Clockhead would have shoved the rest of him off to the lobby for a breather, yeah? Yet should it be allowed to land but a single blow, thou shalt be crunched betwixt its jaws in dreadful haste. Young Mersault, too, who was consigned to such a fate, sobbed. I only asked him to slow down so he could proceed more safely. Didn't think it would turn out like that. I feel so bad. I, too, found myself on the verge of becoming prey to it, but Mersault unhesitantly interposition spared me that outcome. I am indeed in debt to him. That Sapphira bloke running this place is a real sod too. Chesed, was it? Kept nattering while we were busy scrapping, and now that it's over, he switched the radio off just to sort himself a coffee. Maybe it's his way of saying that the best welfare perk for employees is neglect. Yeah, we're in the lobotomy corporation where people haven't gotten therapy yet. Excuse me, less talk and more helping, do you mind? I know we all think it's an easy fight, but that thing is absurdly durable, and I have no idea how much more we have to throw at it to kill, huh? Her irrational muttering spilled into motion. Ishmael swung her weapon through the air hard against the gigantic bug's carapace. And as though that had been just the blow needed to end it, the creature split into pieces, its bulk crashing to the floor in chunks. And with that... The bulbous, engorged orange pustule on the insect's back burst with a sticky, wet pop, spraying its contents all over Ishmael. Ah, so that was why I kept seeing memes of Ishmael getting gooped. First green, now orange. You've got a knack for getting sprayed, huh? Are you okay, Ishi? No, just stay there. This is nothing. I've been splashed with far worse out at sea. Yep, we know. Wait a minute. This somehow smells familiar. Horrible revelation! That look. What was that? For a split second, her face brightened, just to scrunch into a grimace. Oi, what's wrong? Easy up, Heath. Some of that stuff even got into her mouth. Just think how awful that must feel. Taste, I mean. You probably can't even put it into words. No. Someone get over here and give it a taste. What makes you think we'd fancy a taste of that nasty goop? No, that's not it. I'm not being weird or anything. It's just shocking. Oh, look at Ishmael's oh my god face. Shockingly rank, is it? If you're gonna croak from it, we are not daft enough to queue up and join ya. If you keep kicking it like that... Darn it. Huh? Keith went abruptly quiet as well. I've tasted this before. So, odds are that, that drink is bug goo. Oh. That drink must have been a Lobotomy Corporation side project. So, Lobotomy Corporation was selling this bug goop. What? About an hour back. And because Lobotomy Corporation fell, that's why it's so hard to find these days. I found aught discarded yonder and thought to retrieve it. Isang slipped gently between Heath's furrowed stare and Ishmael's resolute nod. Rested within his hands were sheets of paper. One was a garish flyer featuring a mascot raising a soda can and with an exaggerated smile. Just not get why they'd care about it coming from a bug. It's a... Yeah, I mean, some people would say, I mean, it's just stuff from a bug, but on the other hand, and remember, at least for some of them specifically, there's the whole Gregor situation. Plus, bugs... If I told you that the thing you were drinking was literally bug juice, some people probably wouldn't be as keen to drink it. And the other was a booklet that seemed to list up how to use tips for some sort of device. ICC1FL0. FLO. Bun Bun Juice Squeezer. Orange Instruction Manual. Table of Contents. Breeding and feeding. Exterior carapace vesicule harvest. Liquid extraction and storage procedures. So that means... No, it can't be. It can't. The flyer, yeah. Why does the flyer say... What does the flyer say? Go on. Shake a shake, zing a zing, new launch. Dancing bun bun orange flavor, it says. We've seen the can on the flyer before. The same can that's still within our line of sight. The same can that Rhodia is holding in her right hand. The container of bun bun so-called vesicles or pulp. No. That can't be right. That can't be right. Can't be. Rhodia! We watched Rhodia as unravel, eyes quaking as she muttered to herself. The next instant, the world went dark as though the candle that had been lighting our path was snuffed out. Everything is perfect, says the poster. We found ourselves back in a familiar place. Oh, you're back. Just in time, manager. I found the gustation simulator for you. Powered back to full, along with some minor modifications, giving your anatomical limitations that keep mastication off the list of your physical abilities. But before we proceed, care to explain the cause of this collective display of nausea? No, can't be right, can't be right. Be true. Tell me it ain't. Tell me it's a lie. I know it's not possible. I do think the bugs and drink... Yeah, I think it's something that... It might be something that tamed it, and the bug manifestation is just the way it's sort of... The ordeal sort of interpreted it. At least that's the way I'm interpreting everything. This one seems to have completely lost her senses. Was the ordeal more challenging than expected? That the ordeal itself was fine. It's just that there was another ordeal we had to. When time permits, I will need to research and develop an interpretive device for that clockwork tick-tock. This mode of communication is rather less than inefficient. In any case, I took the liberty of installing the dancing bun beverage flavor you requested in the simulator. Try activating the function and see whether you are able to taste it. No thanks. You're shaking your head. Is that a sign of refusal? Yes, I'm good. Sorry guys, maybe this will be the only time. The absence of a mouth feels like a blessing. The reveal. What you've been drinking was insect goop. Again, I can understand why some people are probably going, hey, it's just insect goop, it's not that bad. On the other hand, it's insect goop. Well, I killed most of them with a rather inefficient team. Let's see what the missions I accomplished. Let's see. Complete suppression. After a single encounter. Beat a bun juice squeezer single encounter. Without it retreating. Complete welfare. What was the final one? At least one. After the welfare captain defeats at least in a single encounter. Okay, I see. It's a curious... Yeah, I can imagine that it's probably a case of Ayan liked it. Honestly, this is what I sort of imagine. Ayan very much loved the drink. Like, it was one of those things that scientists just lap up when they have the time and they're working. And then he found out what it was made of somehow. Cleared with dealing a single attack, that was probably Rhodia. Complete suppression without any allied deaths. So I just need to do this annoying one. That should be fairly simple. Let's collect everything. And that should make things a bit simpler. Now, let's go... Oh, not dispense. Let's go to the fun part. The extraction. And now, Viridian. And give me your luck. My audience. Grant me the luck. Give me the characters. Go! Your luck is terrible. I take it back. I take it back. Your luck is fantastic. I got the bees. Bees the knees. Bees the knees. So. You have the Mersault. That leaves the final one. Rhodia. Ads, yeah, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Now, next one. Come, by the power of capitalism, grant me my Rhodia. Wait. Oh!
기다려줘서 고마워. 혹시 존댓말을 생략했다고 기분이 상한 건 아니지?
Not who I expected, but not complaining over much. Not complaining over much. Actually, what announcers are available? Let's see. Oh, there's Gabara. One item. I already have some. I think I already have some of these. They can just sort of pop up. Oh well. Anyway, let's do it again. Please, grant me Rhodia. That's not what I wanted. I mean, thanks for showing up. I get. Wait. Yeah, that one's just a bust. Oh well, shards for the shard god. God. Now, let me try something else. Oh, Viridian, I give you my bad luck. Don't worry, you didn't miss much, just bad luck. Viridian, I give you my bad luck. So, it turns out when you get rid of your bad luck, you have no good luck. I stand corrected. Never mind. The Gacha really likes to taunt me today, doesn't it? Thankfully, I have quite the stockpile. Oh, now. Oyomba! Hello! Please, be my sister in pink. Be Rhodia! The power of pink compels you! The power of pink compels you! Yeah. Ryoshu, sorry, I think I was thinking about food. Maybe that's why I keep doing it. Ryoshu, come to me. Come to me. The power of pink and sakura petals compel you, Ryoshu. Why did I say Rhodia? It's not even the right name. Damn. I'm not going to give up. Ryoshu! How deep are we into this? About halfway into this. As thankfully, again, I have plenty. So, So, Wisterias are on the breeze. Is Ryoshu, come to me! Does anyone have a good acronym to attract a Ryoshu? Yeah, this is kind of expected. My luck is just... This always seems to happen. When there are two of them, I get all of the other ones early, then the final one just takes forever to show up. It's just taking forever. Come to me. Mom. Unfortunate. And I must have offended her by kept saying Rhodia instead of Ryoshu. I think my mind was just all on the big, well, all the big stuff in terms of well, food, really. Okay. How should I think? What is a good idea here? Hey, Rhodia, your daughter is here. I think she might have heard me. I think this might have worked. And, please be the one. Full stop on my life. Okay, I'm just gonna... Ryoshu, your daughter's here. I'm thinking of food way too much because I keep saying Rhodia rather than Ryoshu. Not what I want. I guess these shards will make it easier to up-tie everything at least. Is Ryoshu, come to me, babe. I think I'm just about... I think I've almost hit pity at this point. Yeah, this is literally the last one before I hit pity. So it doesn't matter if she shows up now. I'm going to get her next in a moment anyway. Well, that happened. That happened. Oh well. Okay. Oh well, let's grab Ryoshu. Faint aroma and solitude.
그 동화의 끝이 고작 그런 결말이었나.
Ah.
차라리 듣지 않는 편이 나았겠어.
To think the fairy tale would wither into such a anticlimactic ending. Huh. Should have spared myself the trouble of hearing it out. Which is a reference to how she was raised and her father, well, Rian, never finished the stories. Still, I have them all again. I once again have everyone. Which is a good thing. And now I can just increase my stockpile once again. So, you, and you. So how many do I have? I have a lot, so I should be able to fully uptie her. Uptie. 1 to 2. 2 to 3.
화살 한 발로 꿰뚫을 수 없다면.
Don't do it. Then emptying the whole cylinder of the 6-shooter. Let's see what her uptie story is about. But first I'm going to eat and take a bite of a brownie. 1 second. Ah, delicious. Delicious. It was an unremarkable sort of day, if one could call it that, when even the agents of the upper layer had been mobilized to suppress and return Alruin? I can never pronounce that one correctly, to its containment unit. With the control team left hollowed out, the child had been saddled with managing the abnormalities assigned to the department. PMPC. As soon as she stepped into the old lady's containment unit, the child sat reclined in a chair and crossed her legs, unfiltered complaints spilling out of her mouth. Oh, that's the old lady. Oh, I remember that. That's the abnormality that you need to send someone to listen to her regularly. Otherwise, she gets upset and covers her containment unit in black goo. It's honestly a fairly benign one and easy to deal with, since you can literally just ignore her and it does nothing. All day long, he'd been tasked with doing managerial work on Alruin to extract its ego gear. And she failed. That's 3 times already. 7, actually, by the manager's yardstick. That he'd allowed Alruin then to escape under her watch today alone. I don't see how that pink mongrel breaking containment is my fault. It's that dimwit of a manager. Must have bled out every scrap of luck because he couldn't resist rubbernecking at the thing every now and then. Alruin, that sorrowful child, slips out of containment when the work result is bad, and just as readily on a good. Yeah, that's why it's one of the more annoying abnormalities. On top of the fact that it tends to hop around the facility. It's never content to remain confined. It would much rather wander outside, suffusing the company's musty corridor with the fresh scent of the forest. Haha, things must look quite unfair from where it stands. And of course, from where the manager stands too. Old lady. Tisk. No flowery viewing today. They just stuck hearing the old hag drone on all day. It's becoming pitch black, this room. The curse must have seeped into the walls. Been a while since I'd last did some work here. Dearie, would you like to hear a story? Whatever. Gonna sneeze. Sneeze oncoming. Excuse me. Tales crooned like lullabies, poems too abstract to grasp, ghost stories that make the hair on the back of the neck stand straight up. from stories known to all to ones known to none. The old lady knows every tale ever told, every single story in existence, every nursery rhyme written for children. It goes without saying that her troves of tales also include the secret stories of the other abnormalities. Just a coincidence, perhaps, or is it inevitability? For the first time, the old lady brought up a tale of an abnormality, an entity that the child knew all too well. This is actually quite interesting, the fact that the old lady knows all this. Oh, Alrune, the lovely one, a doll who yearned to be human. Oh? Know something about that rabbit thing? A flicker of surprise crossed the child's face as she voices her question, but the answer in all likelihood won't be hers to hear. Second. The old lady, you see, doesn't speak to you. She merely speaks, spinning her tales and making her loneliness known. Its eyes were full of soul, and it was adored by people. But every genesis of the spring is to be followed by the passing of the autumn. Yeah, that does make sense. Probably is how we heard some of their stories. Like, I'd imagine that their friend Schutz would tell us his story, but otherwise, we'd probably learn the stories through methods like this. The old lady does no such thing as asking. She doesn't respond either. The words that come out of her mouth are not for conversation, which is why, for all the stories she tells, she can never manage to fill the void of her loneliness. One day, the doll was abandoned in a dark forest. Was it the Black Forest of the Birds? Its eyes were stolen by crows, lusting for glitter. Yep. Biscuits. Tea and biscuits are delicious. While its mind, life, and heart slowly withered away, part by part, its pretty porcelain body cracked and shattered. Where its eyes once were, only gaping holes were left. And yet, the doll remained standing in the forest. The cracks and openings on the porcelain were instead filled with a growing bouquet of flowers, and fresh petals fluttered down like tears from the empty holes of its eyes. And then, what happened next? Did it hunt down the crow that pecked out its eyes out? Did it cut off its wings? The child knew that no answer would be returned. That she would still get to hear the next part of the story, whether or not she invited the old lady to continue. Still, ask she did. As though she were used to such exchanges, mostly with her father, Rien. Alrune, lacking eyes but all-seeing, a human yet yearned to be a doll. Biscuits are delicious. Born of soil, and to soil shall it return. The old lady directed her gaze at the child, a gaze as hollow as that of the Alrune from the story, a black void that seems to meet the child's own eyes. It was almost as though he were interested in hearing what the child would make of the tale. The child's eyebrows cinched together in a scowl. The tale might have found footing had she cared to listen with interest, but this was not for her. She really should have spared herself the trouble of hearing it out, she thought. Lone. Sinclair, translation. Your story's literally oitus, needless, empty. But surely that was not the end of the story for the doll. Perhaps the story hit a bit too close to home, or perhaps it reminded the child of a certain someone she only remembered in the foggy fragments of her memory. Either way, a cloying loneliness clung to the child as she stepped out of the containment unit. And who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Vera from Information. And you're that agent who transferred to the middle layer from the safety team, right? Ryoshu. Right. Ryoshu. I've heard quite a bit about you. What do you want? I came down because Mr. Uryasod gave the order for support. There was no one in the control team anyhow, though. I smelled something burning in the lobby and... Yep, I see that you, altered your ego gift into a cigarette. Not an issue, I guess, as long as it's not fire. The employee extended a hand and for a handshake, but the child slapped it away with a high five and moved towards the hallways. Interesting, so it's possible to alter ego gifts. That's an I'm assuming, considering, Hohenheim altered the lamp into a crossbow, that does make sense. Only to be stopped by the flustered employee blocking her path. Please, just a moment. Please wait here until the control team arrives. And why should I do that? You missed the announcement, I take it. The Dusk of Amber will begin shortly. And during the Dusk of Amber, the effectiveness of red, that is, physical attacks, is doubled. Doubled. That multiplier nonsense you people like to play with, Correct, Ryoshu. Your ego weapons are both white type. I recommend either switching weapons or leaving this to the other agents. Your NSFP. Pardon? You're not seeing the full picture. So it's a case of don't just look at the damage types. The child brushed past the employee and walked into the corridor with light steps. Look closely, MB. If switched, Ego Gear is what allows double the efficiency. All I need to do is use both of my weapons at once instead. Yep, Ryoshu's that crazy. She's able to use 2 weapons. What? I'll show you the collaboration of FAS. A gigantic worm burst into the hallway. As the ordeal entity advanced slowly, yet not without momentum, the child raised her crossbow and took aim. The employee, who frantically chased after the child, watched the bolt fly from the crossbow. And in the same breath, the child's revolver fired 6 rounds at the ordeal, at a speed too fast for the eye to track. Was that not enough? That's why I told you to either switch weapons or wait. Look, it's not too late to go back and... Well, more shots should do the trick then. 1 shot, then 2, then a 3rd. Bolt and bullets rained down on the ordeals until they burst like squashed fruit. And with another bolt loosened at point-blank range, punched straight through the largest of them, the dusk itself. Not a dull end to wrap up the day. Wait, why are you aiming that thing at me? The child, perhaps, had managed to reshape the loneliness that latched onto her into an artistry of her own. Because she no longer seemed lonely at all as she emptied her gun on the horrified employee. I'm going to assume that that employee was taken by the singing machine, because I'm noticing the singing machine's sparks from it. Although I do wonder the exact reason she shot the person. Still, that should do it. And now I should have enough for... Yep, got enough for the next uptie. Okay, and uptie. Perfect. How far can I level you? Okay. That's enough to get one of you to max level at least. That's good. So you're a Tremor Sinking ID. Interesting. Unfocused Volley. Change to Panic. So let's see. Sinking, Faint Aroma. Sinking, Faint Aromas. Unclashable. External Pest Candle Skill. Final Power. Okay, that's good. Use all petals. Bullets from Solitude. Use Bang Bang as an unopposed attack. Oh, and is that... No. That's not Magnificent End. Oh, that's Bang Bang. Opposed attack. Silver, use Stories That Never Cease. It says unopposed against the target and consume. And that would be... Yeah, that would be that one. So that's how you reload. And gain 10 petals. So having that gives me a bunch of petals. Which will allow... Which gives me a burst for that one. Got it. So if petals gain... If pet takes sinking damage... Alright. So I also will gain them over time. Okay, I wonder if this counts as a unique charge. Well, regardless, that's one. And now for Humor Assault. First, let's see how far I can level you up. A fair decent way, at least. Now, I should have enough... I should have some stuff in my inventory I can take out. Let's see here. Ah, here it is. At least that's one plus side of getting all those announcer ID. It really does help you when it comes to getting the threads for upties. So uptie, then uptie again. Let's see the story. Let's see what the story is. 1 second. Victim number 4 already. I had dispatched a clear warning to all relevant personnel that they must steer clear of the abnormalities containment unit while work is in progress, as the biohazardous material the entity secretes could permeate through the barrier. Perhaps it could not be helped, as the authority to physically quarantine a section of the facility lies with the manager. Itchy, Captain. I'm so itchy. Yeah, it's easy. This definitely does give us a fair bit. So, the subject complained of the pruritus of her nape for the 27th time. I probably shouldn't scratch the itch, right, Captain? Scratching your skin to address the itchiness will not be a problem. There is no need for you to worry about the bleeding or excoriation of your skin. Amber is of the clerical staff. If that is you, correct? That's correct. The subject complained of a pruritus for the 27th time, and since the beginning of this interview. Primary memory retention ability remains in good condition. With that, I recalled that 10 or more casualties have shown no changes in the brain activity at the 23rd hours. At the 23 hours, there's 6 minutes and 21 second mark since spore inhalation. Extrapolation. An occipital lobe hypertrophy observed in the late stage of spore infection. Henceforth, the pre-hatch state. accelerates rapidly at an undeterminable time since initial contact. This finding boosts the value of early egg identification and extermination protocol research by 7.1409%. Sorry, what are you saying? Nothing that requires your comprehension. Yeah, he is just doing his thing, and it's interesting to hear that unlike in the game, it's not just a, oh, they take health damage. 1 second, a bastard needs to be banned. I swear these things, guys, are the worst. Banned. Alright, where was I? I can't seem to hear you clearly. Ugh. Ow, my belly hurts. Loss of hearing identified. This is the first recorded instance of such a symptom among the casualties. Hold still. I will use a bioscanner on your abdomen. Is that going to make whatever this is go away? It will not. It will not. Remove your hands from your abdomen. Larval activity observed at the 23 hours, 7 minutes, and 1 second mark since spore inhalation. This instance has occurred 33% earlier compared to the average extrapolation from the pre-existing data standard normal or distribution. Slight palpitations of the occipital lobe area have been observed concurrently. Palpitation is currently traveling to the subject's auditory organ, which leads one to conjecture that it is related to the victim's hearing loss. There's something skittering around in there. The interior of its molting process, from Instar 2 to Instar 2, remains the same within the margin of error. Yeah, Result is quite the employee, to say the least. Result is quite an employee. Oh boy, this must be a horrible thing to experience. Must be agony. Captain, there's this guy I hang out with all the time, Jacob. He was with me when it happened. Is he okay? Okay, in what sense? Sorry, I can't hear you. That's better. It doesn't hurt as much. Nullification of pain receptors identified. I will now post any subsequent questions in writing. Is he okay, as in he's not sick, right? I drew an X on paper to relay the victim that Jacob was indeed not sick. Oh, that's good. I feel funny. Like I'm bloated. Captain Mersault, what's up with the ego weapon? Immediate pre-occlusion symptoms identified. Preparing for battle. Oh, that's right. He's so close by. My queen. It's hatching. So I think Result was telling the truth. The other guy is not infected because he's dead. Eclosion of entity T04502 identified and eliminated. And the subsequent emergence of Amber Order also identified. Eliminating. Reporting test results of conducting an interview near T0450's containment unit. While no variance in the interval between contraction and the late stage of infection has been observed, it can be said that the subject perceives the Queen at a relatively earlier point. Recording an observation of note. The entity spoke through the victim immediately before occlusion, suggesting that it was capable of seizing the victim's nervous system. And, hey Captain. You know, WIH. Another containment breach. Don't fault me, Captain. No matter what I do, whether I do good or bad, it goes apeshit. It's shit luck, that's what. The difficulty of managing the abnormality is acknowledged. However, continued shirking and offloading of your suppression responsibilities to other employees is inappropriate. I believe former captains should be held to a higher degree of accountability. Take a good look at these weapons the fool of a manager gave me, and say that again. Its creepy face didn't change one bit, no matter how many bullets I blasted into it. I have shared the absurdity of your weapons assignment with Mr. Chesed, but it appears that he has not yet found the time to pay the manager a visit. Manager, the BTC, bunch of slackers, all of them. Well, not that I mind. The more they laze around, the more opportunities for art appreciation time I get. The Dusk ordeal is still in progress. Search for other hallways to assist. Your BAH as always, Captain. Welfare team hallways are clear. As for the interview subject's corpse, it will be cremated alongside victim Jacob's cadaver. Concluding the interview. What is the meaning of your gaze? P0450. Is it wrath because I killed your worker bee with the very weapon extracted from your essence? Or does it look just like another redemption or love from where you stand? I am curious, how does it appear in your eyes? Does it appear as inscrutable as my gaze is to you? Didn't expect to get sentimental. I will have to check my corrosion rating. However, the first order of business is completing the suppression effort. End of recording. Honestly, that is exactly how I expected him to do it. He is, as I said earlier, kind of the perfect employee in these instances. He basically does his job. He does things clinically. He catalogs everything. I can see why he was probably a decent level in, himself be himself for a bit. Exactly. And I have enough to get the final one, but I can't fully level him. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Don't have enough. So I just guess I can't use him now. So I think I'm going to call it here for tonight. This was a shorter stream, but a very enjoyable one anyway. Okay, I'll probably do the missions off stream and just try and fiddle around and have fun. Thank you all for coming to this short little stream. I hope you enjoyed everything, and I hope the gacha be with you. Until next time, everyone. Goodbye. I have a great weekend, and till next time. Bye bye.